can't describe it. BG Pinkerton, I mean, there's nothing like it. Electric, that's about it. That's about all I can describe it as, electric. It's something else playing in a BG Pinkerton game, especially as a Guertin guy, because we usually get the better of them, but I don't know, it'll be good, it'll be fun.
It's nuts, because I mean, I grew up talking about the same game. I would watch my brother play, and every year I'd be going nuts, getting nervous on the bleachers, and now it's my time to be there. I mean, for 4 years now, it's electric, it's exciting, it's a whole day event. You wake up in the morning thinking, all right, today's the day, and then you go through school and the entire day you're like, all right, today's the day, and then you finally get out of school and you're like, all right, it's time to go, and then you get out on the field and it's unbelievable. It's a different type of experience because it's built up throughout everybody in the state, everybody who pays attention, and it's just exciting to see who will come out on top every year.
I watched Pinkerton play twice last week, once against Bedford, and I was like, wow, you know, I don't know how good they are. Then all of a sudden I watched them against Medfield, and I was like, wow, we are in for a game. These guys are really, really talented.
I wasn't doing it. I was just putting my jersey down.
Should we dump it over?
Yeah.
Dump it over.
Oh, Gatorade, coach? Oh, with the orange. Gotta go with the orange.
I did practice at BG the day before, and it was definitely an adjustment from grass, but I think the biggest thing was just the mud. They played the night before, and then it was raining for part of the day, so like 5 minutes into warm-ups, you could just see like our cleats were filling up with mud, and it was definitely a different atmosphere. I
said, we got to get on grass one practice, so we changed our schedule around practice at BG, and sure enough, as soon as we finished stretching, it downpoured. So we had about 10 minutes of line drills. We had to go inside the field house, and then we regrouped and went back outside and just to work on some ground balls, basically for the goalies and the face-off guys. Ground balls I didn't think really was a big factor for us, you know, going from turf to, you get lazy on turf with ground balls, you could go one-handed. Grass, you really gotta get your knuckles there to get down and get after that. But it definitely, you know, was a big, I don't know how big a part it was with the face-off guys, but that ball wasn't coming out very easily for anybody.
I didn't think it was going to be raining that bad, or I didn't think the field was going to get that muddy after it rained, so I was kind of surprised by it. So we kind of had to slow down our game plan a little bit. We like to play fast, we like to run off of saves. I mean, once we dodge, we move it twice after that. I mean, stuff like that you can't really do in the mud, and people are slipping, sliding everywhere, so you kind of got to play a little more safe.
Let's go, sweetie!
I mean, for some guys on the team, being their first year on the team, some guys might think, oh, we're going down 2-0, this is going to be a long game, because they haven't seen this season. I mean, we've been up in pretty much every game we've played. So, I mean, for the other guys, I mean, they're probably sitting on the bench or out on the field if they're playing, like, oh no, like they're up 2-0. But for me, I've been there before, we've all been there, especially seniors, so we didn't think too much of it. You got to play through it. Even if you didn't get the start you wanted, you got to bounce back and
not really. I was hoping to have a little better start for that game. Like we always do, we want to jump on them early, but they're a really good team. They had Sweeney was back, and Ozier, Tereski, and Mason Drew was really, really good too. So
2-0, and then we never had the ball. Then their guy turned it over. They won a third face-off, turned it over, and then their first possession, we were just getting whatever looks we wanted. So I felt if we had possession, we were going to score. We scored on the first possession. The next possession, We found a skip lane, hit a pipe, another skip lane, hit a pipe. So we were able to do whatever we wanted offensively, even under those field conditions.
I think it was good because it was a new half. We all said, all right, it's 0-0. It's time to play. Even game, anyone's game right now, and just went from there. I mean, we knew we were going to dominate, so it's all mindset.
Yeah, so our defense really settled in the second half and played our style, just like the championship. We're always a second half team. I think we shut them out in the championship in the second half last year. So they're just a really experienced group, and we can rely on them for the big moments.
The first thing I thought was, I knew it. I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that it was going to be a close game because it always is. No matter how good we think we are, good they think they are, it's always going to be a close game with us and Pinkerton. And that's pretty much what I was thinking the whole time. I had no idea how it was going to turn out until the end, but I had confidence in us to push it through up until the very last whistle, and I think we did that.
One more! Backside, watch your backside.
Go Green!
Let's go, Brian!
Sam's always right around the crease. Everywhere, he's always kind of like almost falling in, but he always finishes them. So we really trust him with finishing, and he's been really great for us.
I mean, I saw it. I mean, I thought it went in, but I didn't want to celebrate too early. So I was kind of hanging around at midfield, like seeing if the ref put his arms up, and then he finally did. So I was pumped. I knew he scored. I just wanted to wait and make sure.
The only part that I do remember is right after I shot it. I didn't even see if it went in or not. I just kept my head down, looking at my feet. And I saw that I wasn't in the crease, and I was like, okay, we're good, next step. And then I saw the ref come over, say it was a goal, and I was like, thank God. It was close. I thought that there was a chance I was in, but as soon as I looked down, I was in relief. It was a nice feeling.
Scoring a goal or letting up a goal in the first 2 minutes of a quarter or in the last 2 minutes of a quarter, that can always change momentum going into the rest of the quarter, into the rest of the next quarter. So Sammy scoring that goal to start off the half, I mean, that really set the pace for us. Everyone's fired up, ready to go. The defense were like, all right, let's make a couple stops now, let's get a little cushion, and let's roll from there.
And that was a big momentum changer right there. I think once we went up 1 goal, once we went up 2 goals, it was kind of a 1-goal tie game back and forth the whole time. But once we went up 2 goals, I felt like we had the game in our hands.
Right before that, there was a timeout, like a minute or 2 earlier. And Coach said, "All right, let's do this. Let's get up by 2 in the next couple minutes." And as soon as we did, everybody kind of relaxed a little bit, and we got to play our own game instead of playing to their field, their team. We got to run it the way we wanted to, and it did give us control.
That was a big momentum for you know, because it was a fancy play. You didn't know. I couldn't see. If they called it off, I couldn't argue it because I couldn't see whether it was good or not. But you kind of saw the refs nodding at each other, and I was waiting for the hands to go up. And once they went up, I thought that was big because then we blew that up from a 2-goal lead to a 4-goal lead. You know, with 7 minutes to go, the game was under control at that point.
Stay behind, Brennan. Stay behind. What up, B-Mo? Keep your feet moving, Brennan. Keep your feet moving. Keep running. Just keep running. See the field, Brennan. Don't turn your back to him. Make sure you can see the double coming, Brennan. Make sure you can see the double coming. Yeah, what up, baby? Hey, ready to help? Ready to help? Ready to help? Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes, Brennan. Skip that.
We put up 13 in the last 6-7 minutes. We were at 13. I just decided to just take time off the clock. And it's tough to double under those conditions when it's so wet when you're chasing around.
Keep running, Ben. Run. Slash. Keep running. See the field, Benny. Make sure you see where the double's coming from. Here it comes, Ben. Here it comes. Ben, you got the goalie. Go out. Keep running, Ben. You got the goalie. You got Brendan.
Because, I mean, like Coach said, we normally go fast, real fast. But in a game like that, you can't really move that fast, no matter what. So the fact that we were able to bring it down, go slow while we were playing for the win and to kill the clock, it gave me confidence in our ability to go against change and be able to overcome.
It felt good. It didn't feel really like usual because we don't really usually try and kill the clock like that. So, I mean, given the conditions and the rain and the mud, I thought it was definitely the right decision, but it was a little weird watching that. It was an offensive possession for like 3-4 minutes there, so it was definitely different, but it felt good knowing that we were up 4 goals, we had the ball, we were killing the clock off, so it felt good.
We're going to do everything we possibly can to beat them. And I think that we showed that. We battled hard through the mud, through the rain, through all of it. And I think that with our mental state, we kept pushing through, which is what led us to the win.
But yeah, it was one of those games that we was uncharacteristically sloppy for us defensively. I mean, we were missing slides, we were getting backdoored. Everything that we fixed last year, heading into that championship game. I thought it was ingrained and we weren't going to see that part again, but I was wrong. And that's an area now where we're always identifying areas where we need to improve. Early on in the season, it was the clearing. Now it's just our team defense. We're not getting beat individually. We just got to get better overall as a team defense.
Step up, Justin. Yes. Over the middle. Jack. Hold on, listen. Jack, you can show a little bit. You got to be able to get back. That's what we're doing, okay? I don't want to have to be slide. You get a free one throwing.
Constantly remind them that, you know what, this is not going to be easy. You know, as good as we are, this is not going to be easy winning the state championship. That's our ultimate goal. We obviously also want to go 6-0 out of state. We have 3 in right now. We have a tough Reading team next week. We have a tough Exeter team. We have a tough Xaverian team. I'm off to go see Xaverian play BC High right now. Fortunately, we have 4 games next week. 3 of those are at home, which is great. Sometimes when you have 3 or 4 games in a week and you're traveling, it wears you out a little bit, especially as the weather gets warmer. But we're fortunate to be at home. We're proven to be a really good home team this year. So I think games like that certainly prepare us to continue ourselves to get better, and we have to continue to push ourselves. And we remind ourselves. I'll constantly remind them about Pinkerton. You know, we'll see. We have the other 2 big challenges in the division are Bedford and Exeter, and we have those teams coming up. So they're not going to be teams you can sleep on either.
Hey, where's the hell? Fire! Yeah, let's clear it. Let's clear it. Right, Mason. Go get that, Grady. Go get it. Push that. Clear it again. Careful down the middle, James.
We're going to see what we're really made of, because it's going to be a grind. It's going to be harder, which we're not used to yet, but nobody is. So, but I think it's going to give us a little preview of how we're going to play in the playoffs. And we're starting to practice at Riv too, which gets us all in the playoff mindset, which hopefully will crank up our intensity for those games. And I think that if our intensity does get cranked up, we should be able to handle it.
Hit the ground.
TJ, when you're done, come here. Nick Hughes, Nick.
Definitely high intensity practices. There are a couple things we need to fine tune with the offense and the defense, but I mean, it comes down to ground balls and whichever team wants it the more. So I mean, we gotta give that to other players during practice. We gotta give them the mindset that whoever wants it more is gonna win. So we gotta practice like we play. We gotta come out hard. I mean, it's gonna be a big week of practice. It's high intensity. I mean, I think if we do that, we'll come out firing, ready to play.